and welcome to One Take. I'm Dale Kirshner. One Take is a 10-minute discussion in which one CEO provides his or her take on how best to deal with the most pressing business challenges of today. It's also called One Take because this is recorded live in one continuous dialogue with no editing. One Take is brought to you today by the Platinum Group, which for 40 years has specialized in helping businesses navigate through challenging times, ranging from selling their businesses, raising capital and financing, and other things that come up along the way, to surviving tough legal and HR challenges, financial setbacks, and other crises. Today, I am very pleased to introduce you to Christine Lantinen, owner of and CEO of Borup, a candy and gourmet foods maker with more than $20 million in annual sales. We'll get into a little bit more about that in a few minutes. And 150 employees, primarily at its manufacturing facility in La Center, Minnesota. Borup sells its specialty and other kinds of products to specialty retailers and mass retailers, including Walmart, Target, and Aldi, and has licensing agreements to make food items in large global brands such as Hell's Kitchens. The company develops more than 150 products each year, and each item can be customized. So if you have something that you'd like to have your logo on that's in this space, Borup is the company to contact. Christine, welcome to One Take.
Hi, Dale. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for being here. So I wanted to start out by asking, first of all, how's it going? A lot of businesses have been walloped by COVID-19. Can you just tell us just briefly, how have you been affected and how are you doing today?
I would say we've very much taken the one day at a time approach. It's just been, an ongoing challenge to figure out the climate of not only the country, but also the temperature of your team and how they're feeling with everything going on. So we've been taking one day at a time and, trying to listen to what people are saying on a national level, on a state level, on a city level, and what our team feels about everything happening. So it's been important to reach out to, our mayor, our congressmen, listening to the president, listening to the governor, and just trying to determine what we feel is best for our employees and our company through all this.
Now, you were considered essential, so you've been able to continue operating through it all. But you have two locations. You have your headquarters in Plymouth and then your manufacturing facility in La Center. Tell us a little bit about how you adjusted things and how did you deal with the two different groups of challenges, different people, but the challenges that you had with each group of people.
It's been interesting. So we are, thank the good Lord, we are in between our seasons. So we have our fewest number of employees right now. We're just starting to ramp up for Halloween and fourth quarter. So it left us with two offices that both had under 10 salaried staff at them, which allowed for us in large spaces. So our Plymouth office is over 6,500 square feet. In La Center, they're in, almost 60,000 square feet. So plenty of room to spread out and do our job, which we were very fortunate for. My two offices handled it very differently. La Center kind of just rolled with it, made changes, and it was much more challenging with our office in Plymouth, just the way people were feeling. We had to kind of give them more of a comfort level with what we're doing and why we're doing it. And so it was interesting. It made me realize that everyone views this pandemic very differently, and it matters what I think of it, but I really need to be thinking of how my people are feeling and what is going to give them the comfort level to move forward and do their job.
What's a good example of where you had to do that from a leader perspective, where you had to cater to the individual challenges and concerns that your employees have, and we're able to do that without getting almost too in the weeds? Because if you do that with every single one, it can get to be exhausting.
Yeah. I mean, our team in La Center, for example, face masks, and this was at the beginning and initial conversations we were having, and the team in the center, our HR director felt like, it wasn't needed. And that's when a lot of people were saying they don't really do anything to help. And in the cities, it was being recommended that we all be wearing face masks at work. So we really gave the tools to our office staff to allow them to use what they wanted to use. And it was more so what they choose to do and use as an individual. So we had gloves, we had masks available so that they could use it if at any point in their job they felt like they needed it, they could move to it. We've obviously practiced social distancing, and we do multiple cleanups a day and wipe downs. So it's just, it's about preventative. And I feel like with social distancing, a lot can be prevented. Just keeping that in place and keeping a clean environment, those are really crucial to the success and not spreading, potential spread.
Yeah. So how have you been dealing with the fact that you decided to do a pretty aggressive expansion of your facility last year? And tell us, are you still moving forward with that? And have you had any reservations given the economy?
Yes, we've been very busy in La Center. So we're about a month and a half away from completing a 66,000 square foot addition. And we also invested in 3 pretty automated chocolate and filling lines this year. So overall, it was about a $6 million investment between the building and the equipment. We had tight deadlines, so we needed to drive on and get it done. And fortunately, we were a critical business. Our construction company was considered a critical business. And we've, knock on wood, I don't want to say this, but we're on track timing-wise, and we have to be this year. We have production that's waiting to happen in the building and on those lines. So for me, it's really, through kind of a negative period of time, been a really ray of light, I feel like, for myself, and hopefully the team too, feeling the same way, as seeing the progression on the building and the dedication of the team that's getting in and getting it done, and continuing to employ people at a time that our unemployment rate is at an all-time high. Feels good that we can figure out a way to keep people employed and do it in a safe way.
Which brings up another question that I should be asking all the CEOs, and that is, are you hiring? And if you are hiring, what types of positions are you looking to fill? And by when?
Yeah, hourly employees right now in La Center, we are in need of 150 people that we're bringing back on essentially for production. Actually, we get over that number because we average out at 150 for the year. So we can get up to 200 people at the La Center facility. So if you're looking for hourly, please, now is the time to apply in La Center. And then in the cities, we are bringing on 2 key roles, a director of sales and a digital marketing and sales position. Those are 2 key positions that we're hiring for right now. So yes, it definitely, with our growth plans, we still have hiring needs. We didn't have to furlough any employees or lay any employees off. Well, we've been fortunate.
Did you tap the PPP program or any other stimulus dollars that the government has made available?
Yes, we did apply for the PPP and were awarded funds, which is incredible. I know there's been kind of some controversy over how people feel like this person was deserving and maybe this person wasn't. And I feel like a lot of financial professionals said, hey, you'd be dumb not to apply, right? It's free money. So we're using that money towards some key hiring positions. It's obviously meant for salary, and we'll definitely, not salary, but employee fees, and we'll definitely get used towards that as we move into fall production.
Yep. Now, the old crystal ball, everybody's like, gee, what is going to happen next week? What's going to happen today? But as we talk about your busiest season coming up here, how are you looking at fall and the holidays with regards to your planning? Because I know you had pretty robust plans in terms of your sales goals for this year, but have you adjusted them at all? And what are you anticipating for the rest of this year economically?
Yes, it's been, I just give all the kudos in the world to my team in the center. They've had a number of challenges to really deal with the majority of our team reporting out through them and trying to figure out how to manage everyone and do it in a safe way as we bring people back to work. So not only are they finishing up a large construction project where they all had to move out of their office and move back in, but there's certain areas that are still getting finished as we start gearing up for production. So they're trying to juggle that in addition to figuring out how to, stagger start times, stagger breaks. Do we use our break room? We're so suggesting people go out to their cars or eat outside, and how do we set up those type of environments when people are on break that they are social distancing. Additionally, on the line, how do we keep people from gathering together, especially in an assembly line type of environment where you typically want people close? How do we keep that 6 feet? And so we're putting X's on the table to help people visualize where they should be standing and how to use conveyors to move products between people. We do a lot of different products, so it's really going to be based on a per job basis as to how exactly we're going to set the line up and keep people segregated. But we've bought everyone cloth masks. We have disposable masks. We're wearing gloves a lot more, and gowns, and have face masks and shields for certain jobs if they do need to be in close proximity to one another. And the employees will be wearing masks on the line during production. So yeah, lots of changes, and really I was just presented a plan from the team in the center and was able to say yes to it. They've done a great job of determining their needs, and I feel completely confident that they will do a great job in enforcing it and deciding what's best as we gear up.
Great. Wanted to ask you too, how have you adjusted your sales and marketing? A lot of us, like what we're doing here, not being able to have those face-to-face meetings. How have you adjusted how you're going about selling and vendor relations and all those things that you used to be able to have face-to-face meetings with people?
Yeah, it's funny. The other day, my husband said, "You must feel like you have a lot more time because you don't have to get on a plane and go have a sales meeting." And I was like, gosh, I don't feel that way at all. I feel like almost more planning has to go into it because you're not able to allow the buyer to touch and feel the product. So not only do you have to prepare the product, but you have to do photo shoots to professionally shoot the product and put it into a nice presentation that is viewable in a high-res way that the photos look good. So the planning that goes into it, I feel like, is taking longer. And it's not the same when you're presenting this way than in person. There is just natural chemistry that happens between people, whether that be employees working together or a sales meeting, that I definitely miss, and you just don't get it from a Zoom call. So that's been an adjustment too. Like, how do you still make it feel quaint and make it feel like you're there? And I feel like more thought has to go into it. Yeah, I feel like from a sales standpoint, we're working harder than ever, because not only is it a hard year because we have a percentage of our buyers that just aren't even working yet or have been furloughed, so trying to track down those accounts, but now how do you kind of quickly go after new accounts to replace that business? Challenging. And then getting online too. We mostly have been in brick and mortar, and online hasn't been where we've been strong. So that's part of this digital sales and marketing position is bringing someone on that can really focus on it full time.
Yeah. Well, I think we're almost out of our time. Is there a question I should have asked you today? What did I not get to? What else should we let people know about? Maybe a tip to offer people who are still trying to figure things out?
I think it's more, I mean, less on a business level, but more on an emotional level. I think that this has affected everyone emotionally in many different ways. So it's important, especially as we've been isolated, to find someone you can talk to about how you're feeling. For me and my husband, we got into running. We've been running 4 miles every day. And that's been key to our mental well-being through all this. So how do you find an outlet that's healthy and kind of deal with the crisis that's going on? I think is really important, and that affects you not only personally, but in the workplace. So that's my tidbit, I guess.
Well, that's a good note to end on. So, Christine, thank you for taking some time to talk with us today.
Thanks, Dale. Love seeing you. I'll be more excited to see you in person next time, hopefully.
Same here. Yeah, same here. And before we go, I just want to thank our sponsor one more time, the Platinum Group, which for 40 years has helped companies during turbulent times. If your company can use some advice or just a second opinion, you can learn more about the Platinum Group at theplatinumgrp.com. And thank you to everyone for tuning in today. We'll see you next time on One Take.